My father, academic professor, had ideas about what he wanted to do with young Nick. He thought that I should go and follow his footsteps, go to a university. In fact, he had ideas that I might like to go to the university he went to. And when I said, well, Dad, I really don't think that's for me, he was horrified. And he tried to do everything he could to dissuade me, but something else was going on in the background. That is actually my school report card. Yeah. So, my mother tried to, a 60 and B for effort. That's not what we're focusing in on here, but, I was creative and enthusiastic. I was a creative, enthusiastic student. Yet in the same report card, another teacher said, Nicholas does not perform well on tests. And Mark Fraser pointed out when he saw this slide yesterday, he said, but then it says, and something about being absent, frequent absences. The reality is, if you can't get young people to show up, you can't teach them anything. Now, that be it to education, or that be it to employment, or an employment-style program. But this is what still goes on in education. You've got young people who are enthusiastic and creative, but the education systems are not teaching in a way that engages them. And I think that's a real problem and a real challenge. So anyway, I went home and said to my father, well, Dad, I've got other ideas. So at the age of 18, I went off and took on an apprenticeship as a chef. And that was a really interesting journey for me. I attended a local training college, and I worked for a hotel chain that sadly these days no longer exists, but it's called the Regent. Anyone know the Regent hotel chain back in its day? It was a really boutique hotel chain run by a very strong entrepreneurial guy. And he really liked to know what was going on, and he had a strong emphasis on training. And for me, it was the right career choice at the right time, because I like to learn by doing, and that's a really important thing. So, my father eventually came around. He was European, and he was from Czechoslovakia, and he did like his chicken soup. And when I came home and was able to make some chicken soup, he thought, oh, well, this can't be so bad after all. Ultimately, what is it about? So to parents, grandparents, people who have friends in the room who are thinking about career options, what is it all about? Now, I'm not going to get into some great philosophical discussion here, but I think it's about being happy.